Hey there everybody, this is Christopher Brower here with Daily Motor, and today we are driving the 2022 Hyundai Tucson Limited Hybrid. Not to be confused with the Santa Fe Limited Hybrid that we drove a few weeks ago here. This is one size smaller and it is completely redesigned for the 2022 model year, and I think it looks awesome. Got lots of sharp lines around this newly designed SUV. It doesn't really look anything like the Santa Fe. In fact, I think it looks a bit more like the Elantra, which makes sense considering it shares quite a few bits and pieces with that car. We've got lots of sharp edges here through the rear door, through the front door there. All of it sort of goes together to make one fun looking shape, makes it stand apart from the rest in this segment. Got some cool black chrome here on the front grille. Got a black roof, accents the silver pretty nicely. The wheels follow this sort of angular design as well. So overall, pretty cool package design-wise. Let's take a look inside. Back here I have a comfortable amount of legroom. This is actually quite a bit further from where I would sit because the seat memory adjusts when you get in, so it moves up a few more inches. But even in this spot, thanks to these little cutouts here, I have room. We've got nice black leather seats that are heated in the rear, heated and cooled in the front, which is always nice. Massive panoramic sunroof, though unfortunately a beige/gray headliner. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo space. This is interesting. They've put the badge on the rear glass. I've never seen anybody do that. Oh, also, hold on a second. Yep. I can't see it. There's a bunch of jets flying around because near our top secret Daily Motor proving grounds there is an air show this weekend, so the jets have been flying around practicing. So apologies if you hear a bunch of fighter jets flying over. Yes, so tons of cargo space back here. I mean, absolutely massive cargo area. You could fit lots of suitcases, boxes, groceries, whatever you prefer back here. And then we've got even more bonus storage area under here. Not under there. So you've got some little pockets there. Lots of good stuff. 12-volt outlet back here. Let's see how long the power liftgate takes to close. Not long. However, just long enough for your dog that you're trying to keep back there to escape as it's shutting. Anyways, though, that's been the exterior and interior of the 2022 Tucson. So let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive and see what it's like on the road. Upon startup, very standard Hyundai bings, bongs, other sounds. We've got a fully digital cluster here that changes design when you switch drive modes. Again, very standard Hyundai. I've been driving it in Eco because I like the way that looks. We have a 10.25-inch digital display over here in the middle, or infotainment screen, whatever you'd like to call it, with wired Apple CarPlay. Still no wireless in the Tucson, but that's okay. We've got a nice space down here to keep your cord and your phone. It doesn't jiggle about because there's a sort of grippy material down here. All of your shifter and controls and everything here, it's a bit high up. I don't know if it's just me because I'm sitting low down and everything. Everything feels like it's a bit high up, but it's not too big of a deal. We've got our push button shifter here, four-wheel drive lock, drive modes, heated and cooled seats, which you can't do at the same time. Anyways, heated steering wheel, hill descent. Got our parking cameras here, which is nice at the push of a button. Heated and cooled seat for passenger as well. Handbrake, auto hold. Easy stuff. Steering wheel, which I believe is pulled from the Elantra, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad looking steering wheel. Got lots of nice soft touch points here for your elbows. On either side, we've got leather. We've got this cloth material here, which also reminds me of what the door panels are made of in the Elantra. Kind of like a wraparound dash design. Also reminds me of the Elantra. Lots of Elantra-esque things in here, which is not a bad thing. I do really like the Elantra. So anyways, let's go ahead and take this Tucson for a drive and see what it's like on the road. One press here to put you into drive. Of course, taking off in electric mode. transition back to gasoline power is seamless. You don't even notice it. And the engine is so quiet. Speaking of the engine, it is a 1.6 liter GDI, which is Hyundai's way of saying turbo, inline 4, producing 226 horsepower. That's made it to a lovely, smooth, 6-speed automatic. Very good drivetrain in this car. Very, sort of not what you'd expect for a car in this segment, but it is what you'd expect for a Hyundai, because, of course, usually they don't do much wrong when it comes to things like that. Oh, yep, can you hear the jets again? Apologies for that. First, they've given us construction all along the Daily Motor test route, and now they've given us fighter jets flying over. Anyways, I can't catch a break. Thank you, sir. Let's give her the beans here. Right, now that I've finally caught up to this Ford Fusion, it isn't fast. I wouldn't really call it slow, but it's certainly not fast or even quick. 226 horsepower, probably the bare minimum that I would want in this car. As far as handling goes, though, it handles pretty flat. You don't feel a lot of the body roll. Steering is pretty responsive. Not too much delay there. Stick it into sport mode and see how that changes things. As you can see, we have a carbon fiber display here when you're in sport mode. That's always fun. Going now into the first corner. Not expecting too much from this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Did not understeer as much as I thought it would. A little bit of sketchy integration there from the traction control system. There we go, coming into guardrail. Of course, I like to take this a bit slower because there's a guardrail. 55 miles an hour, no problem around that. Sport mode, of course, holding the revs a little bit higher than normal. Let's try out these paddle shifters. Puts me down there into 4th gear. A little bit of a delay there, about 1 second, as you can see. I'll go ahead and hit 2nd gear on the paddle now. There you go. See, it didn't even register the first time. Oh, bumpy spot. Onto loose gravel. Yeah, the shifts are not remarkably fast. With this being a 6-speed automatic, though, I wouldn't really expect them to be. But for something like this, I don't really think it matters too much. It is better than a CVT, so I'll give it that. And if I can complain about something, I don't understand why we don't have a volume knob. You'd think in 2022, well 2021, almost 2022, that manufacturers would understand that nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, wants stupid buttons to control the radio. It takes so long, even if you're holding it, you know, it's just not something that you want to deal with. Luckily though, we do have a steering wheel control with a little button here that you can use, which is a little bit better than stupid touchscreen button over there. But that has got to be my biggest complaint with this car, which is something stupid like that. But it does make a big difference when you're shopping around comparing. You know, you like to just be able to have a volume knob to flick it up, have your tunes bumping instead of beep, 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 beep a million times in a row. And if you hold it, sometimes it goes too high. It's not your desired volume level. Anyways, everything else is laid out nicely. Climate control down here below the screen, which I like. I hate when the climate control is in the infotainment. It's extremely irritating. Alright, I'm going to try and hang back here a little bit so we can get some proper speed here. We are still in sport mode. I'll wait till this person comes behind me. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there at 53 miles an hour. You can feel the tail end getting a little loosey-goosey. and 44 miles an hour on the highway. There we go, up to 70. Pretty smooth. You don't really have to struggle to get up to speed in this car. It's not like a stressy car to merge with. Smoothly here at 75. And being a Hyundai, of course, we have all of these driver assists. Put steering assist on here, wait for it to turn green, and it takes the wheel for me. We also have adaptive cruise control here. You can set that. I mean, at this point, the car is really just driving itself. It's not yelling at me to touch the steering wheel. It does about every 30 seconds to a minute, but as of right now, it's not. Tap the brakes, takes you off cruise control there. Pretty cool system. It's very impressive that for anywhere from low 20s to wherever these cars range to, you can have cars that have all of these driver aids that are, believe me when I say, they are Tesla levels of good. You can leave this thing to drive itself on the highway all day long. It's not scary. I recently took a Hyundai to Chicago, and it literally drove itself the whole way there. It was absolutely excellent. I got to pretty much just sit back, listen to music, and touch the steering wheel every now and then, and it did the rest for me. These cars are awesome when it comes to that. They're fantastic road trip cars. Let's put this back into eco. This particular Tucson is, I don't have a window sticker in here, but the limited hybrid is about $38,000, which does seem a little bit pricey, especially for a Hyundai, but when you think about all of the things in here that you're getting, leather seats, all of the driver aids, electronic cluster, 10-inch display, Bose audio, panoramic sunroof, when you think about all of that, plus incorporating the hybrid system, it's really not too bad of a deal. And I think that the looks of this car bring it all together as well. It doesn't look like every other stupid blob SUV in this segment, so that is a nice selling point for it as well. All right, everyone, that is going to pretty much conclude. There's a squirrel on the speed bump. There he goes. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to conclude our drive of the 2022 Hyundai Tucson Limited Hybrid. I hope you've enjoyed driving this little crossover slash small SUV slash compact SUV, whatever you want to call it. It is a nice car to drive. I wouldn't say it's the most impressed I've ever been with a Hyundai, but it looks great. It drives fine for what it is. My only complaint is there's no volume knob, which is a minor complaint, but could be major for some people. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. Do one more little walk around of this Tucson here so you can appreciate its beauty. All right, and before any more jets fly over, thank you so much for watching. This has been Christopher Brower with Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.